Elsewhere, the Embassy of China in Kenya has hosted a symposium on the 80th anniversary of victory in the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War. He held just days after a grand parade in Beijing. The Nairobi event brought together diplomats, overseas Chinese and Kenyan scholars, all stressing that anniversary is not about hatred but about remembering sacrifice and drawing strength for peace.
At the Chinese embassy in Nairobi, a symposium bringing together diplomats, overseas Chinese and Kenyan scholars was held to reflect on the history and lessons of China's World War II victory. Charge d'Affaires Zhang Xinjiang recalled the 35 million lives lost during the war. He said remembrance is not about old grudges, but about ensuring such tragedy never happens again.
Remembering history is not about fostering hatred, but about preventing the tragic recurrence of history. Holding a military parade is not about showing off military power, but about demonstrating the will and the strength for peace. While Chinese people paid a huge sacrifice of 35 million casualties and made a great contribution to the final victory of the World Anti-Fascist War. These facts are indisputable and should not be forgotten, distorted, or misinterpreted.
Chinese community in Kenya also voiced their reflections. Gao Wei, chairman of the Chinese Overseas Association in Kenya, said the pain of history is matched only by the determination to look forward.
This tragic history reminds us aggression brings disaster, and peace must never be taken for granted. A nation that forgets its history loses its direction. Our commemoration is not to keep hatred alive, but to gain strength for the future.
Kenyan voices echoed the call. Professor Peter Kagwanja from Africa Policy Institute said China's wartime resistance inspired Africa's liberation struggles.
As the primary eastern theater of the war, China was the decisive force in defeating Japanese fascism, contributing significantly to save humanity's civilization and defend world peace. We are never intimidated by any bullies, President Xi Jinping said, warning that China was unstoppable.
Dr. Hassan Khaneji of the Horn International Institute warned against attempts to erase China's role in defeating fascism.
Today we stand at crossroads of history, where there is a struggle between those who want to maintain the status quo defined by force, imperial adventurism, economic dominance, and convenient revisionism on one hand, and those who seek to build a more just and equitable world for shared prosperity.
He said revisionism and unilateralism threatens the post-war order and called on the global south to work together to defend peace and build a fairer world. Reporting for KBC, I'm Alvin Counder.